Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a player model for your Gorilla Tag fan game. If you're not already in the Discord, make sure you join. There's other scripts and stuff in there. And you can post your own models so that y'all can show me what y'all made with this tutorial. And yeah, let's just get into it. I mean, it's pretty simple. So first off, you're just going to want to create. So look, what I like to do is I like to get, so you can do Shift A, image reference. And I like to get a good reference image of what I'm trying to make. And like, I don't like to copy the whole thing, but I like to get a good reference, right? This is the type of model we're making right now. So, right, once you have this, what you can do is create a cube. Let's try and get this. Okay, so that's as centered as it's here. Let me. You're going to want to try and center your image as much as you can. Okay, so you're going to click your X view and kind of pull over. Okay, and then add a subdivision surface to this, apply it, click on this, hit tab, click on your face selection, grab these top ones, X, faces, and then click your edge, click the move tool, Shift A, and then Alt Shift, my bad, and then you click this right here, and then that should grab the whole thing. And then you can go add a tab, you can pull this down, scale this up, right? And then now you're just gonna want it EZ, and then S to scale it out, EZ, scale in here, EZ, in, EZ, in here, easy, and you're gonna want to make like a little neck, like where you want your neck to be, so like right there, yeah. Okay, and then you're gonna click F, and then easy, Z, scale it down, make it like off like that, just like that. And then you can click back on this, add modifier, generate subdivision surface. And then you can kind of click F. So you're going to go to sculpt mode. You click F to scale it up and down. You can go to grab, Y. And then this X. And you can kind of just sculpt out the body you want. So you're doing Y and X. And so, boom, that's how I want mine to be. Kind of like that. Right, and then I can go back to object mode. And so now we got that. Now, for kind of an easy and a hard part at the same time, the arms. So, you're going to add a mesh, you're going to do cube. You're going to add a subdivision surface twice. Apply it. Hit this. You're going to grab half of the, here, go to here. You're going to grab half of this. Delete it. Or no, Control Z. You're going to E and then Z. And kind of scale it out like that. And not a lot of people do this. Mainly because not a lot of people know how. But if you go like that, and then Shift D, and then you kind of sculpt out how you want your arm to be. So, you can pull that out, scale it down. Just like that. Shift D. And then I guess this is going to be the longest part, so scale that down. Alright. And then once you have that, hold on, let me pull this down to over, just like that. Oh, wait, like that. Yeah. Okay, then you can Control J all of these, and then add a subdivision surface. Hit apply. Add a remesh modifier. change up the voxel size until like the arm is a good like connection, and then you can hit apply, and then you're gonna go to sculpt mode, and you're gonna do X, and then you can kind of just shape out how you want your arm to be, just like this. Yeah, you can go here, and then it's easier to see like your reference if you have one. You can always find references in Discord servers or anything really. Like if you download one, if you download a model off of Sketchfab, you can just take a screenshot of it and use that as a reference or anything. This I found in a Discord server. I don't remember exactly which one. Right, so once you have like a rough outline of it, just like that, you can go back to object mode, and here you can see like how it looks and everything. If you want to, you know, change it up a little bit, which I think that's good. I might pull these out a little bit, just to give him like a little more muscular look. Alright, now once you have that, you can turn back on your body and leave that there, just like that. And you're going to add a modifier, generate mirror, change this to Y, boom, and then select the body, hit apply, and then you can right click shade smooth, and that looks a lot better. And then now you got that. I actually might sculpt out my body a little more, so what I can do is make sure it's mirroring on Y. Okay, wait, hold on, let me make sure I'm selected on my body. Make sure it's mirroring on Y. Kind of sculpt out what you want. There we go. That's better. And I kind of want his chest to be out a little bit. Just like that. Alright, so now that I got that, now we move on to the head, which I think I might leave on this real quick. Add a cube, generate subdivision surface, add 3 subdivisions to it, and put it where you want it to be. Go to your Y, just like that. And then you can go to sculpt mode, make sure it's mirroring on Y, your grab tool, and then you're just going to kind of want to sculpt out like a monkey head. And yes, there's like a whole bunch of different kinds of monkey heads. You just sculpt out whatever you want. Right, just like that. And then on the front, you're kind of going to want to make it just like that. There we go. Wait. I'm not spending too much time on mine because this is a YouTube video, but try and give it some detail for yours, because I mean, you're probably using this for your actual game. I'm not. First off, my game's not meant to be like realistic and stuff. It's more of a low poly kind of game. And second, yeah, it's a YouTube video, so. Okay, so now that you got your head sculpted out, You can go ahead and see how it looks with the arms. Maybe scale. There. Okay. Then you're going to go back to your body, go back on your X view, and you're going to go in sculpt mode, and then you're just going to like kind of sculpt out like a good here. So click this and then turn on cavity, and I like to go to matte cap, and then so boom, so you can see like better what you're doing. I think I'm gonna do like that. So boom, so he's got like a stomach outline. Alright, just like that. And then you're gonna go to edit mode, edge selection, and you're gonna click on all of these, right click, mark sharp, and then shade smooth. And then on the face, you can do the same thing. You can, so you're gonna want to sculpt out like a good monkey face. That should be good. Alright, just like that. And you can go to edit mode, and then do the same thing. Select the edges that are around your face, and mark sharp, and then you can shade smooth. And then boom. So right, we got like a good monkey outline. And then you can do a mesh cube, add this many, yeah, add 3 subdivisions, pull it over to where your hand or your arm is, and then you can kind of scale it down. So this is going to be like the palm of your monkey. So like that. Okay. And then you're going to go to sculpt mode. And then you can just pull that up for like a palm. Here, hold on. So if you already did that, Control Z, mirror it on X so that it's easier. And then unmirror it and pull this part up, so you're only going to want the thumb part to be down. Pull that up. Just like that. Okay, now once you have that, you can add a mesh cube, add a subdivision. Wait, don't apply the subdivision. And then kind of pull it to where you want your fingers to be. And then you're going to go to your face selection and kind of just scale it to how long you want them to be. So just like that, and then put it where you want it. And then duplicate it, put it there. Alright, and then now you can apply these. And you're going to do the same thing for the thumb. You're going to add a subdivision, don't apply it yet. Kind of pull it down and rotate it. Do kind of like that. And then you can pull it in a little bit. And then you're going to hit apply. And then make sure this is kind of like pulled up. Like that. Okay. And then you're going to join all the fingers by clicking Control J. Click this, Control J, so then the whole hand is joined. And then add modifier, add the remesh again. Make sure that the remesh is not joining the fingers together. So like do it about that much. Hit apply. And then you can continue sculpting it out. Just like that. And I'm not the best with hands, so if you don't like these, you're always good to use a different tutorial on hands. This is just for the model part. Okay, now once you have that, you can shade it smooth. And put it where the hand's supposed to be. Alright, now that you got that, boom, so that's the best hand I can do. Alright, now you're going to add modifier, generate mirror, click Y again, and then click the body, apply. Hold on, don't apply it, maybe, let me see, there, that's a good scale. Okay, now you can apply it. So now, I got hands on my model. So go to your X view, and then what I like to do is, click here, and then change this to texture. You'll see why. Image texture, closest. Make sure the roughness is all the way up, and then you're gonna find your textures in your files. I'm just gonna use some random textures that I have. You go to UV editing, hit this X again, pull this back, and then do the same thing, matte cap, texture, cavity. A, and then over here you're going to click U, Q projection, scale that up, just like that. And then you're going to click all your stomach faces. And then you're going to click here, plus, assign, new, roughness all the way up, image texture, closest, open. And then you're going to find another texture, boom, just like that. So you got like a good body. Then you're going to do the same thing on your arms. The arms might look a little weird. Let me see for sure. For a U, Q projection. Yeah. So you're gonna have to click U over here. So you click U, like you click A. So you go in your tab, A, U, and then Q projection, and then over here you can scale it up. And then just like that, you got your arms, and then you're gonna do the same thing for the hands. Roughness all the way up. Image texture. It's just because we did the remesh modifiers on the arms and the hands, so it's gonna be a little like off. So like look, so on here you see it's not showing, so you click tab, A, U, Q projection, and then you can scale it up over here. Just like that. And also real quick, just so that if you want your game to be good for Quest 2, you can click on your hands, add modifier, generate, decimate, triangulate, and then just pull this down. And you see they're still like pretty high quality. And then you can hit apply, and then look, there's a lot less faces on it, so it won't like lag your game for Quest 2. So right now that we got that, we're good. And then on the head, you're gonna do something different, okay? So for the head, you're gonna go A, new, and then you can still add your image texture, closest, open, all that, right? You can add all your textures and everything. And then U, Q projection, scale it up. Alright, but then you're gonna go to your layout, X, tab, and then you're gonna click on all of your faces, and then you can just grab all of them, right click, separate selection, and you're gonna click on it, texture painting, and then you're gonna, or actually here, you're gonna change this texture to gorilla for, oh wait, no, make sure you're selected on the face part, UV editing, boom, new, assign, right, click A, and then you're gonna do the assign, and then you can go back to layout, and then you're gonna set this to your stomach fur texture, right, and then what you're gonna want to do, this is the different part, so you're gonna click you're gonna right click, unwrap, right, and then you go to texture paint, go up here, make sure that you're clicked on your gorilla fur and everything, you're good, right, Control Z that if you did that, then you're gonna make sure this is black, turn the strength down a good bit, and then this is how I make my faces, so I like outline the whole thing. Oh wait, I messed up something. Okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna, so in your files, you're gonna like, so look, mine is like a texture, right? This is my stomach texture. So you're gonna want to Control C and then Control V it to create like a duplicate of it, right? So look, I did that, right? And I'm not going to show you all my files because it's personal stuff. And so I Control Z, I Control C, Control V, right? And then after that, once I have that copy, that's what I'm going to set like as the texture now. So it's still the same texture, it's just not the same file. So then it won't copy over to the stomach. You see, like, it's not on the stomach. So then you're going to do the same thing. Just outline. Right. And then what I like to do, once I'm done with this, hold on. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. So outline this whole thing. Like that. Right? Just like that. You got the outline. Okay, then on your eyes, like where you want your eyes to be, you're gonna do like a little like that. And then where you want your nose to be, you can do like that. And then you're gonna set the strength all the way up. And then kind of put what you want your eyes to look like. Right, just like that. And then you're going to set this color to white. And then just do like that. And then do like that. Right? And then you're going to set this back to black. And then color in your nose part. Not the whole thing. And then sometimes I like to do like that, but that's up to you. Like, yeah. And then what I'm gonna do for mine is do like that. And then boom. And then you can turn your strength back down if you want and just add details around the face. And sometimes what I like to do, this is completely up to you, but you can add eyebrows if you want. Right? And then you click on your face, click on your head, Control J. And so now it'll have two textures. And then boom, you got your like face texture, right? And then you can go to your Y view. And if your eyes are like a little bit on the snout part, you can pull that part down. And kind of make it fit better. And you can also make the monkey face outline a little better if you want. Alright, now that you got that, so you got your whole monkey, right? He's got textures, he's got everything he needs. Get off in front, Shift A, mesh, cube, add 2 subdivisions to it. I was not going to do this in this video, I don't know why, I thought I didn't need to. I mean, the model looks pretty good. But if you want your model to have like ears, then you can grab all these faces from your like subdivided ear, and then you're going to pull them down. E, click, and then scale it down a little bit. Pull it in. And then over here you can subdivide. Sculpt mode. And then change it to this, and then you just kind of like draw out how you want your ear to look. So just like that. And then I might make a little more, maybe one more thing. Control is to like pull it down, by the way. Control is like what makes it go downwards. Then you can, oh wait, and then you're gonna do unsubdivide maybe 2 times. And then, right, and then with that, you're gonna click these 2 faces, turn this on, and then use your scroll wheel to scale this down. But kind of like, you know, sculpt out how you want your ear to be. And then I can grab this. Right? And then boom. And then you add another subdivision. Hit apply. and then you just pull it in. I like to pull mine like back a bit, like that. Shade it smooth, and then you just add your stomach texture to it, just like this, right? And then you're gonna go to UV editing, A, U, Q projection, scale that up however much you want. I might actually scale it down a bit. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then you can add a modifier, generate mirror Y, and then you click on the head this time, and then hit apply. So boom, now we got that. This looks kind of like a scary baboon kind of model, okay.